Today on Eagle Nation News, Christina Folsom reports on the Wild West Fest. What fun activities were lassoed up for this event?
Last night was the 71st Primetime Emmys. Which actors and projects took home awards? Lauren Womack will be in studio with more.
And finally, Prosper football played their first district game this past weekend. How did the Eagles perform? Maya Peterson will tell you later on in the show.
Eagle Nation News starts
right now. Good afternoon, Eagle Nation. Today is Monday, September 23rd. I'm Grant Johnson.
And I'm Julia Biznayan.
So I know that many communities like to host fun events throughout the year, and Windsong Ranch is one that is known for their lifestyle. That's what they built their whole community around.
Yeah, I know a couple Prosper communities like Light Farms and General Creek do things like this throughout the year, but Windsong's always seems to be topping them all.
I agree. And Anna Kathleen Johnson was able to travel to Bliss Fest last year, but now Christina Folsom is at their latest event, the Wild West Fest. Take a look.
Behind me are residents of Windsong Ranch who are gathered together for Wild West Fest. Let's see who's ready to saddle up for a boot scootin' time.
I like that we say yippee-ki-yay.
One of the games included bull riding, fun for the kids and the adults. Other games included a giant-sized version of Jenga. What is your favorite part about Wild West Fest?
The giant Jenga.
Who do you think's gonna win, you or your sister?
Me.
They even had their own horses to ride while listening to the band.
My favorite part is the horse riding because I love animals.
Between the food, the games, and music, the community really seems to love to throw on their cowboy boots and have a wild time. I'm Christina Folsom reporting for Eagle Nation News. Prosper.
International attention will be on Dallas today as former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger goes on trial for the murder of Botham Jean. Geiger told police that she went to the wrong apartment, which was Jean's apartment, on the 4th floor. Thinking she was at her own 3rd floor apartment and that Jean was an intruder, she fatally shot him. The state will try to prove that Geiger committed murder, and her defense team will try to point to several circumstances in hopes of creating doubt. The trial is expected to run for at least 2 weeks.
Last week, I informed you all about a woman who was struck by an SUV in a hit-and-run in College Station. Carly Beatty fought for her life in the hospital for a week after the accident and unfortunately passed away due to the severity of her injuries yesterday morning. Friends, family, and classmates are remembering her as a kind, generous girl who touched many hearts.
Now, we got a taste of the cooler fall weather last week, and Casey Boston is now in studio with what we can expect from this week.
Thank you, Grant. Today is the day that finally marks the start of fall. Today will be pretty typical fall weather with 6-mile-per-hour wind and will be pretty cloudy with some scattered thunderstorms. The current temperature is 82 degrees, but it will feel like it's in the lower 90s. This week looks cloudy for the most part, being somewhat humid with a chance of isolated thunderstorms tomorrow and a small chance of thunderstorms on Thursday and Friday. That's all that I have for you today. With your fast forecast, I'm Casey Boston. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Casey. After this short commercial break, Lauren Womack has a recap on last night's award show.
We are open before and after school, during Eagle Time, and during all lunches.
We offer chips, candy, drinks, and also spiritware.
Come to the Eagle Shack!
Now, Lauren Womack is here in studio with your Talent Talk, sponsored by Corbridge Orthodontics.
The 71st Annual Emmy Awards were last night at the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles. The show started out with no host, but there was an animated Homer Simpson, only to be taken out by a fallen piano. Anthony Anderson, the star of the show Blackish, jumped from his seat to the stage, making it his mission to save the show. The audience wasn't bothered by having no host. They thought it was actually funny. Game of Thrones just ended their 8th season and was a huge standout last night, with 32 nominations, taking home one of the biggest wins of the night, best TV drama, which was no surprise for fans. Let us know on Twitter what you think of Game of Thrones' big win last night on our Twitter at Eagle Nation News. Be sure to follow us on our Twitter and Instagram and check out our website, eaglenation.net, to watch previous episodes. Well, that's all for today. Back to you guys at the desk.
I sure hope all of you made it out to McKinney to watch our varsity football in action on Friday. But if you weren't able to make it out, or you need a reminder of how our boys did, here's Maya Peterson with a Game Time Sports Update.
If you weren't able to catch the football team in action, you missed out. Friday Night Lights had everything, the best student section, a little rain, and of course we came out with the win against McKinney High, giving us our first district win. The dynamic duo of quarterback Jackson Berry and Arkansas commit, yes, you heard that right, Arkansas commit Hayden Metcalf were in action Friday night, combining for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. Overall, Jackson was able to complete 17 of 29 attempts, ending the night with a total of 281 yards. When he wasn't passing the ball, he was handing it off to JT Lane, who had a total of 154 yards Friday night, contributing 2 touchdowns, and not to mention another 50-plus yard run to end the night. While Will Pendergrass and Cameron Harpool both were able to put their first touchdowns of the season in the book. Now transitioning to the defensive side, what a game. Our fan favorite player of the week, Tate Nichols, and partner in crime, Will Shreve, were on top of every ball Friday night, forcing multiple fumbles, and when McKinney was forced to pass the ball, Joshua Graham and Jordan Miles teamed up to put the clamps on the receivers, Isaiah Rojas and Isaiah Wallace, holding McKinney's quarterback, Samson Narzarko, and the team to barely 300 yards in total, only completing 11 for 24 for the night. What does that all mean? Our Eagles are on a roll and just getting started. The marathon continues this Friday against Plano East, starting at 7 at home. Make sure you come out and support, because the show our boys are putting on is a show you don't want to miss out on. Also, be on the lookout for our fan favorite player of the week poll on Twitter at Eagle Nation News. The nominations for this week are Hayden Metcalf, Joshua Graham, Aiden Ciano, and Brad Larson. Well, that's all I have for you today. If you want to hear more sports like this, be sure to tune in every day for a recap of sports from this week. Now, back to you at the desk.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Julia Bizayon.
And I'm Grant Johnson. Live long and prosper.